What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Off the Rails, a recovery podcast dedicated to ending the stigma of addiction through open discussion on all things recovery related. My name is Mark. With me always are Dave and Jared. And today we are shooting sober shit. Fellas, how was your week?
How was your week?
How was your week, Mark?
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll start.
In it.
Man, my week was sweet. Yeah, really great. Can't complain. Did some meetings, went to 3 in-person meetings this week. Then
Nice.
did a bunch of online ones. Sweet workout schedule going. But the best thing I did in the last week was I went volunteering at the soup kitchen, as I mentioned last episode, which was fucking awesome. So I'm doing that every Tuesday and Thursday. Really enjoying it. Can't wait to go tomorrow morning.
What do they got you doing there?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Dave. First, I was really nervous about going, right? Like super nervous, because I thought I wouldn't be helpful at all. But that's my just voice talking to me. So when I got there, I started cutting up some fruit for a fruit salad. Yeah, and then setting the tables, served out the French toast.
Ooh.
Then did some dishes, put away the dishes. It was sweet.
Nice.
Then the next day, pretty much the same thing. Turns out I can cut up fruit pretty good, and I can put away dishes. So
Did you get to talk? Did you get to talk to anyone? Like, people coming in?
Yeah, a couple people. It was cool. I also got yelled at yesterday. Going into my NA meeting, that was pretty crazy. I said excuse me to this guy, and then he just didn't answer me, so I had to kind of scooch around him on the sidewalk, and then he just mumbled nonsense while yelling at me. It was pretty crazy.
Was he going into the meeting?
No, he wasn't. He was then he was on the grass after when I left the meeting, and he was still not very happy with me because I wouldn't take him. Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. It was a whole thing. But I handled it well, I think. And it didn't affect my day.
Nice.
He was probably more shook about it than me, basically. So yeah, how was your guys' week?
Good and bad. I'm finally biting the bullet and getting a therapist.
Oh boy.
Because I finally realized I need one. So yeah, I've been really down the past couple weeks, unmotivated and very angry, I guess. I don't know why. So yeah, Bree set a therapist appointment up for me, and I got that tomorrow, so I'm pretty pumped about it.
How often are you gonna go?
I don't know yet. I probably need once a week because I am mentally checked out up there.
Like a broken fondue machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm good, but I'm sober. I'm just I could use someone to talk to, professionally, I think.
Yeah, no doubt. I
That's
think
good, man.
I think everyone could use someone to talk to professionally.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I said last week or the week before, I've had negative, everything's portraying negatively, which I hate. So I just can't stop it. I don't know why. That was a big reason why I drank before. It's everything would be negative, but now I'm not drinking and I'm not handling it very well, I guess. I'm just
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, if that was your way of coping with negativity was by drinking, and now you don't know how to cope with it, that makes sense, right?
So get back into some therapy. I mean, I thought the meetings and the podcast, they were doing it for a while, but I think I need more. So
well, it's good that you're able to recognize that and kind of, again, we talk about it on a lot of the podcasts, whatever, be vulnerable enough to kind of, do it, right? So
yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that, and got to get my brain back to normal.
Good, man. Awesome.
Or better. Still good. I'm I got energy and stuff. I'm just not where I want to be at all. I want to be going to the gym all the time, and I'm not doing that. stuff like that. I just got to figure some stuff out, I guess.
Big Dave,
So yeah,
how was your week?
What's that?
How was your week?
What are you talking to me?
Yeah.
the only Dave in here.
I didn't hear it. I was opening a wrapper for a Halls.
Oh, nice. What
You
flavor?
have COVID?
No, I'm just like, I don't know. I just eat Halls all the time when I'm on the bench and stuff. So I got a package left. My week was good, man. Really good. Towards the tail end was busy, like Thursday through Sunday. We did an awesome interview on Thursday night. When I got to, personally, I was in Sudbury. So right when we got there, I kind of had that. I was there for like the All Ontarios, like the OHFs it's called, for the kids that I coach. We made it there. So that was a lot of fun. We ended up losing in the final, which sucked. It was tough, you know. One thing for the adults, like for myself and the coaches, but you know, the kids worked so hard. We outplayed the team. We actually beat them in the round robin, and then we lost them 3-1. And besides the first 3 minutes of the game, we outplayed them the whole game. But we were sleeping for the first three. We went down 3-0, and we couldn't score after. It was 3-1 final. But it was a lot of fun. I'm proud of the kids, and the season's over now, so we got some more time. And then on Friday, I did a little thing for Pepsi Canada for like their employees. They have like it's called like Enable series. So I think they have like different kind of options that employees can kind of participate in if they want to. And this one was on like mental health. And the guy I actually went to high school with reached out to me. He kind of saw what we were doing on Facebook. And he had no idea what I was going through. And last year he did the keynote speak on anxiety, and he asked me if I'd do it on addiction this year. So it's funny because like doing a keynote speak with a bunch of people, I know it was over Zoom, so it wasn't like in a room or anything like that. But like anyone that knows me is like, that's not something I would ever do. Like no way. So it was kind of a cool to kind of challenge myself and get out of my comfort zone. And normally I'd need like 6-7 beers before I did something like that. And, but did it, and it went really well. I was super pumped on how it went, and I got some good feedback. And yeah, it was a cool experience. So I'm happy I did it. And hopefully, you know, at the end of the day, it was, you know, a bunch of people that are employed with Pepsi that, you know, could be struggling, and maybe, you know, in a way that kind of the three of us were, maybe not as extreme as some of the people we've had on with interviews as far as where they've gone to, like jail and homeless. Like obviously they're employed, but hopefully maybe some of those people listening would maybe change some of the bad habits or reach out for help if they're feeling that they're in a place where they want to get out of. So yeah, stoked about that. And then now it's Monday, and I'm hanging out chatting with you guys. So got to see my dog today. It's
Nice.
good time.
How's Duke doing?
He's good, man. Miss him every time I go away. I miss him, but you know, he hangs out with my parents' dog Barnaby, and they get into trouble and stuff. So rips around,
Piss off the
So.
neighbors.
piss off the neighbors.
Man, you know, obviously you've shared your story before, but how did it feel sharing it on Friday?
It was good. It was. I felt good. I mean, it was like, so you're on the Zoom. Like I haven't done a lot of presentations. Like my Zoom experience has pretty much been what we've been doing, and then, you know, some Zoom with buddies or family and stuff like that. So when you're doing this presentation, it was just like all I could see was the guy I was on with, I was doing the presentation with, my buddy, and then just a slideshow. So I can't see anyone. So that might have helped. I can't see like the reactions, or like if they look preoccupied and not listening, that might have bothered me. But it was good. Like I didn't get into like crazy amount of details. It's about 25 minutes, so kind of skimmed over some things. And then it's kind of shared about like rehab, what that's all about, kind of what we're doing with the podcast. some of that information. You know, as time goes on, I don't know about you guys. I'll ask. You know, I'll open up to you guys too. I did notice, like, as I was thinking about my life, my story, like you start to remember more things, right? Or like different things, or why you did certain things kind of become a little more clear too over time. So I found out that kind of helpful in explaining things in my past too, right? Where before I maybe didn't really recognize it, and now being able to, being a little bit, being 6 months into sobriety, start to have a little bit clearer head, and you're like, oh yeah, maybe that's why I was doing it. And I mean, also you also have some of those realizations when you're at rehab or shortly after or whatever. But I don't know, have you guys had that too? Like,
Yes,
you're
man.
just like,
That is a wicked
Oh yeah.
point. Unreal
Yeah.
point. I
Yeah.
look back, even when we put out our episodes, I look back now and I'm like, man, I forgot like some pretty big life events or whatever that like definitely contributed to, addiction and, who I was and so on. So that was a sweet point, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I look back too, like even when we did our life stories, I maybe shared a percentage, like a small percentage of it, because I don't know, I was pretty nervous doing it. And yeah, like I didn't remember anything. I was still like foggy then. But yeah, weird things start to come back into your head too.
Mhm.
Like even like you start to remember like things that happened to you when you were a kid, or things you used to do that made you happy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of cool
Sure.
actually. Life's not a big like whole blur anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. Yeah, man. I seen a photo the other day and it was like, it's from 10 years ago. And I'm like, shit, I was in university then. Like, like that went by quick.
In another 10 years, you'll be looking as old as this guy.
And I hope I'm not handsome in 10 years.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I didn't think you were 39 when I thought you were like in your 20s, late 20s when I
No.
first met you.
You guys are too kind. It's my immaturity. It keeps me young.
I don't think you're immature.
Thanks.
I got man, I heard some great feedback about Nathan's podcast.
Yes. Let's
Yeah.
hear it.
Just like gave people the chills.
Oh, yeah.
Was really sad, opened people's eyes,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just lots of different things.
His podcast was sweet, man. Or
Yeah.
his episode, sorry. His podcast.
His voice
itself
is so professional.
Oh yeah, he's well spoken.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah. I think I could honestly continuously ask him questions about like just like career, and
Yeah.
there are a couple
Yeah, I
things
think-
I really wish I got into with him. But
Yeah, I think his. I was really excited about his because I think it's like a really good perspective that could help a lot of people, and also the fact that he has a podcast too, so those people, if they listen to it and can relate to kind of being a first responder, probably more so than anything else, like they have somewhere that now they can go to and listen to his or reach out to him as well.
yeah.
So like helping to put people in touch with those people, that have been through it.
Yeah, like understand they're not alone, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know, his podcast is sweet. It's cool hearing, we talked about this before, but like I love hearing like the wide variety of like stories from addiction. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's, we have people on that have been homeless, but you've also had people like police officer on, that have struggled with addiction, or, it really doesn't discriminate.
I think it's very interesting. And like the points too, a lot of people make in them is like when you're growing up, you think of an addict or a alcoholic or someone with mental health problems just as like either somebody in like a hospital, or a homeless person. Like that's what I thought when I was younger.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I find it really interesting to talk to people and hear people's stories.
Yeah, I do too, man. One thing I wish I talked about him more was a bit like, so when you look at like non-violent drug offenses, so like we like taxpayers pay a lot of money to put like incarcerate people for a year, right? Like I would have liked to hear his opinion on what he would think about like using that money for rehab rather than, prison, especially with the, our guests that we've had on that have been gone to prison, right? They
Mhm.
talk about that, like how accessible drugs are in prison, right?
Yeah.
So if their problem is addiction and they're addicted to drugs, right, sending them to prison to me is not really the solution. When you have, if you could go to rehab, get your drugs out of your system and then start working on the actual problem. So I would have loved to hear his thoughts on that.
Yeah, that would have been a cool one to talk to him about,
Yeah. Shit.
especially after hearing our guest story from this past Thursday that we had an interview on.
Yeah.
Now I'm all curious to know his answer. Maybe we'll have him on for another episode and ask him some more questions.
Yeah. I find another thing like, like I find the topics that we talk about sometimes are kind of, they're really personal topics, right? So like you don't want to dig too much. So like I'm always like hesitant to ask certain questions that I want to ask. You guys feel that way?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I really wish, like I find, society kind of like glorifies drug use a bit, but I think, being a first responder, I would have liked to hear more stories of like the dark side of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know but that's kind of a tough question to ask someone to tell us all about the dark side of drugs that you've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Those are my
Like, yeah, I go to ask questions all the time and then I start stumbling on my words because I'm like, oh, should I ask this? And then I gotta like quickly switch the question and I just get all flustered if you haven't noticed. I'm sure everyone has, but I get, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean because I go to ask questions, then I'm like thinking about it as I'm asking it. Should I ask this? And then it just turns into a heap of a question. And so, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I found a good point you made too, Mark, at the start of the interview was like, could you picture yourself 2 years ago having a Zoom conversation with a police officer and having a full on open conversation about your past and what's going on, right? Like,
man, oh my God, if I look back a year ago, like my life has changed so much for the better in the last year. If I look at where I was a year ago, I was scared to look at my phone a year ago. Thought of going on a Zoom call with a retired cop and talking about doing blow and addiction and seems like the craziest thing that I wouldn't have believed it. One.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been horrible a year ago.
I find myself too, like I'm way less worried on the road when I'm driving now. Like even before, if I was like hungover, like in the morning driving to work, I'm like, oh man, if I get pulled over right now, like, am I gonna blow over? Like, I don't know.
I went golfing on Friday. You guys were all worried about me, I remember. But I went with 3 of my buddies. No drinking was involved there. Nothing, just lots of cigarettes.
How many cigarettes?
Maybe like
18.
one a hole. But no, I said to them when I drove, and I said when I was driving home, I'm like, God, it feels like this is the first time I've golfed sober in 12 years. I was like, God, it feels nice to like just be driving home and not worried, like not stressed, like just driving happy. Woohoo.
Yeah, I seen this meme, or I had it sent to me actually, and it was like, when a cop's behind you on the road, and then you remember that you don't do no illegal shit no more, and like, it was sweet.
Did I tell you the story about when I went through a ride program after AA?
No.
So it was like a month and a half ago. I went through a ride program right after AA. They like pulled me over, and I was just smiling, like ear to ear. And the girl comes over. She's like, "Hi, sir. Have you had anything to drink?" I'm like, "No, actually, I just left an AA meeting." And she's
But-
like, "Oh, that's great. Have a great night."
Sweet.
Oh man, that just like got me so happy leaving. I was like, that is awesome.
That is cool.
That's cool because I've been wanting to go through one.
Yeah. They don't even scare me anymore.
No. It's like, where's the ride program? I want to go through every one.
How nice is that? Like clear conscience though.
Oh, it's
pretty sweet.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life is good.
It is. Look at
It's
you.
great.
You've turned right around this episode.
I told you I got something going on up there. I got it.
Yeah, sweet.
I'm just like miserable for a minute, and then I don't know. I gotta figure that shit out, you know. Maybe I just don't talk to you guys enough anymore.
Takes time, buddy.
Maybe that's what it is.
Well, you got a lot going on too, right? Like,
No, I don't. Like I'm working way too much. I mean, the side jobs have kind of settled, but then this week I got like 4 I got to do this week, and it's like I stop doing them, and then they all come back again somehow. I don't know. Anyways, I just
And-
need a vacation. I'm going on vacation in 3 weeks, and I'm very excited.
Where are you going?
Out east. Driving out to New Brunswick, and then to PEI.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fucking. Why are you going to Newfoundland?
Because you're not there.
Some great people in Newfoundland.
But my cousin lives in Newfoundland. Maybe we'll go next year. I don't.
are you going to be able to stop and record some episodes on the drive or what?
Yep. I already. Yep. Oh,
Oh. There he is.
my thing's dying here.
What's where are your stops to in New Brunswick?
Moncton.
Nice. It's
Um,
nowhere from PEI.
no.
You're not going to go down to Halifax?
I'm not sure. I haven't planned this trip.
Okay. Have you been to Halifax before?
No.
Halifax is a nice city, man.
I think we might stop through it.
Well,
Yeah, should be good. Pumped.
Nice.
That's sweet.
And then
You could almost drive to
Next-
Alberta in that drive. I'm just saying.
yeah, well, yeah, next year we'll go out west
Sweet.
and stop in the Sioux.
Yeah, man. Yeah, buddy.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, what else we got to talk about here today?
Well, a couple episodes this week. Actually, maybe only one now.
Yeah. We had a cancellation, but that's part of the business, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we got a great episode airing this week too. Pumped for that one. Another great one.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We got a couple bangers coming up.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate with
Is the
our
one
guest,
that
man.
coming on this week, is that the one that I missed?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good one though. I really enjoyed watching that one. You guys will love it, the viewers.
Yeah, he's good guy.
Great. I'm very jealous. I missed that one, but
Shouldn't have took
And
on too
then-
many side jobs then.
yeah, I know. Gotta make that money though.
Make money. Make money.
Right.
Okay.
You guys want to end this episode?
Yeah.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, reach out and ask for help. Cheers, everyone.
Peace.
Cheers.